Recently, a Japanese leader openly made erroneous statements about Taiwan in parliament, suggesting the possibility of military intervention in the Taiwan Strait, blatantly interfering in China's internal affairs, seriously violating the One China principle, the spirit of the four China-Japan political documents, and the basic norms of international relations, is severely inconsistent with the political commitments made by the Japanese government so far, with extremely bad nature and impact. China is extremely dissatisfied with this, firmly opposes it, and has lodged a stern representation and strong protest with Japan. Recently, a Japanese leader openly made erroneous statements about Taiwan in parliament, suggesting the possibility of military intervention in the Taiwan Strait, blatantly interfering in China's internal affairs, seriously violating the One China principle, the spirit of the four China-Japan political documents, and the basic norms of international relations, is severely inconsistent with the political commitments made by the Japanese government so far, with extremely bad nature and impact. China is extremely dissatisfied with this, firmly opposes it, and has lodged a stern representation and strong protest with Japan. Taiwan is China's Taiwan. How to resolve the Taiwan issue and achieve national reunification is purely China's internal affair and does not allow any external forces to interfere. What kind of signal do the Japanese leader's remarks intend to send to the Taiwan independence forces? Are they attempting to challenge China's core interests and obstruct China's reunification efforts? Where exactly do they want to take China-Japan relations? This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War, as well as the 80th anniversary of Taiwan's recovery. Japan once implemented colonial rule over Taiwan, committing countless crimes. Japanese authorities attempting to intervene in Taiwan Strait affairs is not only a trampling of international justice and a provocation to the post-war international order, but also a serious disruption to China-Japan relations.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, testing sound.
China will eventually be unified, and it must be unified. The Chinese people have the strong will, full confidence, and sufficient capability to resolutely crush any attempts to interfere with or obstruct the cause of China's unification. China urges Japan to immediately stop interfering in China's internal affairs, stop crossing the line with provocations, and not to go further down the wrong path. The personal article by a Chinese diplomat in Japan targets the erroneous and dangerous rhetoric that attempts to separate Taiwan from Chinese territory and advocates military intervention in the Taiwan Strait. Some Japanese politicians and media are deliberately hyping this, attempting to confuse the public and shift the focus.
This is irresponsible.
At the same time, there are some extreme and threatening remarks against Chinese diplomats from Japanese right-wing elements and online in Japan. China is highly concerned and demands that Japan take these seriously, investigate and curb them. We once again urge the Japanese side to learn from history, reflect on itself, and act with caution on principal issues involving China's core interests and the political foundation of China-Japan relations, such as Taiwan.
I do not comment on statements made on personal social media, and I hope the Japanese side does not confuse right and wrong or shift the blame.
The Chinese side has lodged a stern representation with the European Parliament regarding the activities of Taiwan independence politicians within the European Parliament building.
The European side stated that the European Parliament's adherence to the One China policy has not and will not change. The relevant meetings and individuals have not received an invitation from the European Parliament, and the leadership of the Parliament has had no contact with them.
The individual actions of certain members do not represent the official stance of the European Parliament.
The Interparliamentary Alliance on China you mentioned receives funding from multiple anti-China organizations, consistently stirs up issues related to China with malicious intent, and serves as a tool for the Democratic Progressive Party authorities to leverage foreign influence, lacking any credibility.
Taiwan independence politicians collude with the organization, scheming to gain attention, which is purely a self-promotional political farce. Their plot will not succeed.
I blow, hello, I blow.
We urge the German side to adhere to the One China principle, clearly oppose all Taiwan independence actions, and not send any wrong signals to Taiwan independent separatist forces in order to maintain the overall situation of bilateral relations with concrete actions. Certain figures associated with Taiwan independence, even after stepping down, continue to go to great lengths to relocate and persist in their deceitful attempts at independence. But their sinister schemes are destined to fail.